The air at the food truck festival was fragrant. Caleb blew on the mini corn dogs in his hand. He then took a careful bite. Liam told him to eat slowly and avoid a burn. An arm wrapped around Caleb's shoulders. A beef skewer was offered to his lips. Liam suggested he try it. The man holding the skewer was exceptionally tall. His features were flawlessly handsome. He stood out easily in any crowd. His striking appearance drew many subtle glances, but he paid no attention to anyone else. His focus was solely on Caleb. Liam seemed determined to wait until Caleb ate. Caleb opened his mouth for a bite. He remarked that it was decent. Liam agreed with a nod. He pulled the skewer back. Then he bit from the exact spot Caleb had. He showed no hesitation. Caleb lowered his gaze. Liam took the corn dogs from him. When they were returned, the top one was gone. The man who stole his food hummed happily. He kept his arms securely around Caleb. They continued to wander through the festival. To others, Liam was unapproachable. He was known as a distant campus heartthrob. For Caleb, this distance did not exist. They could share the same bowl of noodles. They could wear each other's clothes. They could sleep in the same bed. Caleb could do almost anything to Liam. They were the very best of friends. Caleb knew this fact clearly. Liam would never push him away. He just had to avoid Liam's biggest trigger. And that trigger was a specific topic. A voice suddenly came from behind them. A young man asked if they were also there. Caleb stopped and turned around. He saw a pleasant and youthful face. He felt he had seen the face before. Caleb searched his memory for a moment. He remembered the student from one of Liam's classes. He was likely a decent friend of Liam's. The student said it was a coincidence, but his expression of surprise felt forced. It seemed less like a chance encounter. It looked more like a deliberate wait. Liam asked him if he needed something. The young man did not speak immediately. His gaze fell on Liam's hand on Caleb's shoulder. He then looked at Caleb with fleeting hostility. The ill will vanished almost instantly. He smiled shyly at Caleb. He asked if Caleb could step away for a moment. He explained that he had something to say. He wanted to speak with Liam privately. Caleb nodded in understanding. He removed Liam's hand from his shoulder. He pointed to a small shop nearby. Caleb started to say he would wait there, but his words were cut short. The hand he was pointing with was suddenly seized. Liam held Caleb's hand firmly. The cheerful expression he wore for Caleb was gone. He looked at the student without emotion. A profound distance emanated from his eyes. Liam told him to speak directly. Otherwise, he and Caleb were leaving. Caleb had a faint guess about the student's purpose. He tried to pull his hand from Liam's grasp. Liam only held on tighter. Seeing they would not separate, the student spoke. He was noticeably shorter than Liam. He had to look up to meet his eyes. This angle gave him a pure and vulnerable appearance. He confessed his long-held feelings for Liam. He asked if he could have a chance. The student watched Liam's dark eyes nervously. He had wanted to confess when Liam was alone, but that was nearly impossible. Outside of class, Liam was always with Caleb, or he was on his way to find Caleb. He would never stop for a conversation then. Liam's voice was devoid of any emotion. He thought everyone knew he did not like men. The student bit his lip and glanced at Caleb. He knew about Liam's rumored homophobia, but Liam was so close to Caleb. He protected Caleb intensely every day. This closeness made him doubt Liam's orientation. If he did not act, they might become a couple. The student tried one last time. He promised not to interfere with their friendship. He asked for just 1 week to try. Liam seemed tired of the conversation. He pulled out his phone with a cold look. The student sensed something was wrong. He took a step back with a nervous smile. He said he would not force him. He promised to return to being just a friend. Caleb stood beside Liam. He could easily see what Liam was doing. Liam was blocking the student's contact information. He did it without a trace of hesitation. After finishing, he looked up. A disgusted curl formed on his lips. He stated that he did not accept gay friends. It was still a warm summer evening, but Caleb's hand had turned cold. They walked back toward the campus dorms. Liam held his hand the entire way. He asked why Caleb's hand was so cold. He wondered if Caleb was getting sick. Caleb assured him that was not the case. He said it was just from the cold drink. He calmly tried to pull his hand away. He told Liam to let go. This attempt only made Liam's grip tighten. Liam asked what was wrong with holding his hand. He wore a faint, teasing smile. The pressure on Caleb's hand did not lessen. Caleb fell silent for a moment. He finally sighed softly. He mentioned Liam's constant physical affection. He explained that people might misunderstand. They might think Liam liked men. Even if he clarified, they would be skeptical. They would think he was hiding his true feelings. That was why guys kept confessing to him. After he finished speaking, Caleb felt a familiar embrace. The tall young man hugged him from behind. Liam's warm breath touched the skin on his neck. That small patch of skin grew hot. Caleb heard Liam's voice, full of amusement. Liam asked why he cared about others' opinions. He could not stop hugging Caleb just to prevent rumors. When they reached their dorm room, Liam still held his hand. Their two other roommates saw them and laughed. One roommate joked about their constant honeymoon phase. He said other couples needed separation to feel passion, but they were like newlyweds every single day. Liam, the supposed homophobe, heard the joke. He did not get angry at all. Instead, he smiled and placed snacks on a desk. He asked if they were jealous of their love. He offered the snacks as wedding treats. Cheers erupted in the small room. The two roommates began eating eagerly. After a few bites, one of them turned around. The cheerful roommate, Sam, gave them a wide grin. He gave them a big thumbs up. He wished them 100 years of happiness. The other roommate, Mike, looked up from his food. He also turned and gave a thumbs up. He wished them an early sun. Liam's brow furrowed at the last comment. He pulled Caleb closer by the waist. He told Caleb not to listen to their nonsense. Caleb was about to speak. Then he saw Liam start to laugh again. He was back to his usual easygoing self. Liam playfully patted Caleb's stomach. He joked that they were in love even without a child. Caleb could not stand it anymore. He pushed Liam away with a light shove. He told him to get lost. After a shower, Caleb lay down on his bed. He was surrounded by the scent of steam. Below, Sam and Mike were laughing while playing games. Caleb buried his face in his pillow. He tried to relax his body slowly. On the walk back, his heart had felt as cold as his hands. He watched Liam block a friend without a second thought. He heard him reject a gay person so coldly. His heart had chilled. Because he also liked Liam. His friendship had quietly changed. He did not realize it at first. By the time he noticed, it was a wildfire. It was impossible to extinguish. It was impossible to go back to just friendship. Liam was undeniably straight. He could accept jokes about their relationship, but he could not accept genuine affection from a man. If Liam discovered his feelings, their relationship would be over. The lights in the dorm went out. The room fell into darkness. Sam and Mike were also in their beds. Low voices could still be heard from their bunks. They were clearly still playing games with headphones on. Caleb lay with his eyes closed, his mind in turmoil. Suddenly, he heard a rustling sound beside him. He opened his eyes. His bed curtain was pulled aside slightly. A tall figure was climbing onto his bed. Caleb could guess who it was in the dark. He did not even need to see the person's face. Liam skillfully lifted Caleb's blanket. He slipped in beside him. The single bed in the dorm was not wide. Two tall people made the space feel suffocating. Caleb tried to make some room for himself, but Liam held him tightly in his arms. Liam adjusted his position for comfort. He settled in with a contented sigh. Caleb felt he could not bear it. He gently pushed Liam away. He cursed softly about the summer heat. He asked if Liam was not hot. Liam chuckled quietly. He whispered back about the air conditioning. He then compared himself to a human air conditioner. Seeing Liam about to move closer again, Caleb resisted. He placed a hand on Liam's chest to stop him. He tried to use a threat. He warned Liam about sleeping so close. He might fall for him and touch his face at night. Liam became quiet for a moment. Caleb worried he had gone too far. He feared he had triggered Liam's homophobia. Then Liam spoke again. His voice was light and cheerful. He sounded pleased instead of angry. He asked if that was a good thing. Caleb's hand was captured. It was then placed on Liam's face. This straight man was truly fearless. Caleb, exasperated, pulled his hand back. He turned to face the wall, his back to Liam. This way, he could hide any reaction. It would give him time to compose himself. Liam smiled in the darkness. He hugged him again from behind. Caleb could feel Liam's heartbeat. It was a steady rhythm that disrupted his own. Caleb controlled his breathing and closed his eyes. He had to hide his feelings completely. No matter how much he liked Liam, he could only ever show friendship. He hoped his acting was good enough. He could not afford any slip-ups. Otherwise, he would have to distance himself. He hoped that day would never come. Caleb opened his eyes the next morning. The first thing he saw was a familiar, handsome face. Liam was already awake and watching him. His gaze was deep and intense. Caleb asked what he was looking at. He pushed him away slightly. His heart was already racing so early. He asked what horror movie taught him that wake-up call. Liam's lips curved into a smile. He commented that Caleb's eyelashes were longer. Caleb sat up and nudged Liam with his foot. He told him to stop talking nonsense. He needed to get up for class. He asked Liam to move his legs. Liam playfully hooked Caleb's ankle with his foot. He said they would go together. Caleb and Liam were in different majors. Caleb studied law, and Liam studied finance. Caleb did not know how Liam managed it. But since freshman year, Liam had lived in the law students' dorm, so they saw each other constantly even in college. Caleb entered the classroom 10 minutes early. Liam followed closely behind him. He found a seat and saved one for his roommate. He heard a female student in front of them tease him. She asked if he brought his spouse to class again. Liam answered for him before he could speak. He jokingly called them conjoined twins. He said being apart was painful. Caleb glanced at Liam. Liam smiled and closed his mouth. He rested his chin on the desk. He watched Caleb review the material for the next class. Although Liam was not in this class, everyone was used to him. They were accustomed to his presence. If the finance department had no class, he would be there. Liam, the campus idol, would always appear by Caleb's side. The class bell rang, and the room grew quiet. The professor's lecture blended with the sounds of turning pages. The scratching of pens filled the air. Caleb was always a serious student, but it was hard to concentrate. The person next to him was just staring. He was not doing anything else. That person was also the one he secretly loved. Caleb covered Liam's eyes with one hand. He whispered for him to listen to the lecture. Liam took the hand covering his eyes. He placed Caleb's hand on his own leg. Then he finally looked away. When the bell rang, Liam stood up. He had his own class to attend next. He told Caleb not to meet girls while he was gone. He said Caleb should at least wait until he was present. Caleb waved his hand, urging Liam to leave. Just before Liam disappeared from the doorway, he glanced back. If Liam knew who he liked, he would never say that. Caleb gave a self-deprecating smile. If only he actually liked girls. He would not be so anxious all the time. He would not fear his true feelings being discovered. The day's classes ended smoothly. Liam did not go to the law school building. Instead, he went to the basketball court. An interdepartmental basketball tournament was happening. Today, it was finance versus law. Liam and Caleb were both on their respective teams. So Liam just needed to wait at the court. Liam sat on a bench, tying his shoelaces. A friend sat down beside him heavily. The friend's voice was mysterious. He said he had a question for Liam. He felt only Liam would understand. Liam did not look up. He just asked what it was. The husky teammate chuckled. He said Liam knew Caleb from the law school well. He wanted to ask a question about him. He wondered if Caleb had a girlfriend. Liam's hands paused. He turned to look at his teammate. He asked why he wanted to know. The teammate explained he had a friend. She had a crush on Caleb. She had not had a chance to meet him. She wanted to bring Caleb water after the game. He asked if Liam could help them talk. Liam did not speak. The corners of his mouth turned down slightly. The teammate, not sensing the mood, pressed on. He said his friend was very pretty. She also had a great personality. He said talking to her would not be a loss. Liam stated that Caleb was not planning to date. The teammate laughed it off. He said it was easy for a girl to pursue a guy. Liam stood up. He walked towards the small campus store. Behind him, his teammates started joking. One told the guy he was crazy. He was asking Liam to set up his own wife. That was like asking Liam to cheat on himself. Another one joked he was finished. He said he would not leave the court alive. The husky teammate just laughed loudly. No one took the jokes seriously. They all knew Liam was completely straight. The basketball game was intense. The score remained close throughout. But the finance team had taller players this year. They had a physical advantage. In the final moments, finance scored a three-pointer. They won the game. Caleb sat on the bench, breathing heavily. He wiped the sweat from his forehead. His skin was pale. The sweat did not make him look messy. Instead, it gave him a unique beauty. The area was filled with sounds of celebration. Caleb felt extremely thirsty. He used to drink directly from Liam's bottle. But since his feelings changed, he restrained himself. A cold bottle of water was offered to him. It was held by a delicate hand. Caleb looked up from the hand. He saw a girl with long black hair. She had a gentle and refined appearance. The girl smiled shyly. She offered the water to him. Caleb glanced around. He noticed many people were watching. They had expressions of amusement on their faces. The girl looked nervous and uncomfortable. She was clearly not used to doing this. Caleb accepted the water. He thanked her. The girl smiled and said it was nothing. She asked if he remembered her. She had been in trouble near the library. He was the one who helped her. Caleb said it was a small thing. He told her not to worry about it. Although he was very thirsty, he did not drink. The girl hesitated before speaking again. She wanted to thank him properly. She asked if he was free that evening. Before she could finish, something happened. A half-empty sports drink was placed beside Caleb. A large hand rested on Caleb's shoulder. The owner of the hand sat down next to him. He said he bought it for Caleb. It was his favorite flavor. He asked if that made them good brothers. Caleb did not bother to argue with Liam. He was dying of thirst. He took the bottle Liam gave him. Just before he drank, a thought crossed his mind. This bottle was clearly half drunk by Liam. Drinking it now would be an indirect kiss. Would he be able to control his expression? Would he look like a pervert? This thought made Caleb hesitate for a moment. In that moment of hesitation, Liam acted. He pulled Caleb closer by the neck. He asked if Caleb was disgusted by his saliva. He said he could not remember how many times he had eaten Caleb's food. His voice was deep. Liam's voice was not loud, but it was clear enough for the girl to hear. The girl's expression was a bit dazed. She looked at Caleb, then at Liam. A look of realization crossed her face. She seemed to understand something. She quickly excused herself. She wished them happiness and left. Liam's tense expression finally relaxed into a smile. Caleb told him he was being mistaken for gay again. Liam said it did not matter. Could not actually make him gay. He watched with satisfaction as Caleb drank the water. He seemed completely unconcerned. The basketball court was far from the dorms. Caleb and Liam found a single shared scooter. On the way back, Caleb wrapped his arms around Liam's waist. He yawned, feeling tired. Liam was uncharacteristically quiet. He drove until they reached a quiet, secluded path. Then he finally spoke. He told Caleb to confess everything. He said resistance would be futile. He warned Caleb to be honest. Otherwise, there would be consequences. Caleb asked what he needed to confess. Liam's tone was sarcastic. He asked how Caleb knew that girl. He accused him of secretly dating behind his back. Caleb denied it. He explained that Liam was in class one day. He had gone to the library to borrow a book. He saw the girl being harassed by some non-students. He just helped her out. Liam was silent for a moment. He remembered a time Caleb had a bruise. He had lied and said he bumped into a table. Liam asked if it was because of that incident. Caleb admitted it was. Liam fell silent again. He did not speak until they were almost off the path. His voice was low and strained. He asked if Caleb liked her. Hearing this, Caleb finally looked up. He saw the back of Liam's head. Even his hair looked handsome in the wind. The person he loved was oblivious. He was asking about his feelings for another girl. Caleb answered slowly that he did not. He told Liam not to overthink things. He reminded Liam he had helped him before. He asked if that meant they were a couple. Liam relaxed, his mood lightening. He started joking again. He said becoming a couple was easy. He suggested they could make it official that night. Caleb lightly patted Liam's back in. Liam did not mind at all. The air felt fresher to him now. He used to be a rebellious teenager. He learned everything except good behavior. His family had a headache dealing with him. They sent him to a small-town high school. They hoped a tougher life would change him. Caleb was the class president there. At that time, Caleb was just a boring good student. Liam thought he was weak and uninteresting. Then one day, he had a conflict with a local bully. The bully brought many people to attack him. The situation was looking bad. Caleb, on his way to his part-time job, passed by. He helped him and then left without a word. He did not even give him a chance to speak. He did not even look at him. It was the first time Liam met someone like that. He was intrigued by this good student. He slowly got to know him. Their acquaintance grew from occasional words to daily talks. Soon, Liam felt uncomfortable if he did not see Caleb. To stay with his best friend, Liam studied hard. He got into the same university as Caleb, and now a potential threat appeared in his life. In high school, Caleb was focused on studying. He would never have dated. But college was different. Dating was normal. Liam spoke seriously. He asked Caleb not to date yet. He pointed out that he was not dating either. Caleb removed his hands from Liam's waist. He asked why he could not date if Liam was single. Liam grabbed Caleb's hands and put them back. He said Caleb was not his subordinate, but his ancestor. He declared that if he was not dating, Caleb could not either. They had to be single or in a relationship together. Caleb closed his eyes, listening to the wind. He said Liam was losing out. After all, Liam was the campus idol. Liam dismissed the compliment. He urged Caleb to agree to the deal. Caleb agreed, but he did not take Liam's words seriously. After all, if he followed the agreement, Liam would have to be single for life. Back in the dorm, Caleb went to shower. Liam, happy about Caleb's agreement, played on his phone. He scrolled through various apps with a smile. He then clicked on the school's anonymous forum. Liam rarely used it. He was surprised by how active it was. The front page was full of recent posts. 3 posts were the most popular. One was about wanting a straight boyfriend. Another was a photo gallery of Caleb. The last was a post with new pictures of Liam. Liam raised an eyebrow. He clicked on the first post out of instinct. The first thing he saw was an Ed photo. The photo was from the basketball game that afternoon. In the center, he and Caleb were looking at each other. The poster had added pink bubbles and hearts. A red line connected their gazes. The poster wrote that they did not believe they were just friends. They insisted there was something between them. The picture was very sweet and dreamlike. Combined with Caleb's cool demeanor, Liam could not help but laugh. Liam saved the picture. He happily continued to scroll down. He saw more pictures of them together. There were also many speculations about their relationship. For example, him giving Caleb his half-drunk water. It was interpreted as a public indirect kiss. A claim of ownership. His arm around Caleb's shoulder as they left. It was seen as a message to rivals. It told everyone that the 2 campus heartthrobs were taken. Liam smirked. He did not have those intentions at the time, but he did not mind the good-natured teasing. He and Caleb joked around like that often. Besides, the pictures were well taken. Liam saved all the pictures in the thread. He then clicked on the second post. This thread was a photo gallery dedicated to Caleb. The pictures focused on capturing his appearance clearly. Though Caleb often called Liam the campus idol, he himself was very handsome. Unlike Liam's rugged handsomeness, Caleb's features were more refined and gentle. If he had long hair, he could be called a great beauty. It was a beauty that transcended gender. Naturally, many people took photos of him. The thread was filled with beautiful pictures. There were also many adoring comments. Liam slowly scrolled through the posts. He carefully saved every picture of Caleb. He also read the comments from other users. Perhaps because it was an anonymous forum, people spoke freely. One user swooned over Caleb's delicate skin. They asked if others saw his blush. They claimed it was from shyness at seeing them. Another user jokingly replied that Caleb had to comfort them for hours. Another user agreed his skin looked very thin. They made a suggestive comment about his neck. They described it in explicit detail. Liam stared at the last comment for a few seconds. He clicked on the user's profile and reported it. That was nonsense. He was the one who slept with Caleb every night. He had never seen that happen. Maintaining a clean forum was everyone's responsibility. Liam continued to scroll down. His expression suddenly darkened when he saw a few comments. Unlike the previous playful remarks, these were malicious. One comment called him a sissy. It said only girls with no taste would like him. It claimed he had no masculinity. Another one wondered how long he would cry if punched. A third one warned him to hire bodyguards. Otherwise, something bad might happen. A fourth one mocked any normal man for being his friend. It said normal men looked down on him. These comments also enraged other users in the thread. People defended him fiercely. They said being handsome and clean was not being a sissy. They told the haters to get lost. At that moment, Liam understood the thread's title. It had warned haters not to enter. An angry curse reached Liam's ears. He looked over and saw Mike furiously tapping his phone. He seemed to be arguing with someone. Liam's gaze caught Mike's attention. He looked up at Liam. Then he quickly hid his phone behind his back. Mike gave an awkward laugh. He had forgotten Liam was in the room. Liam asked if he was also looking at that thread. He asked what was going on. Mike sighed and scratched his head. He explained that a group of jerks often attacked Caleb online. It had gotten worse as Caleb became more popular. He thought it was best to keep it from Caleb. He did not want him to worry about anonymous trolls. Those people would not dare say anything in real life. The sound of the shower stopped. Caleb walked out of the bathroom. The oversized white t-shirt made him look even more slender. He was drying his hair with a towel in one hand. With the other, he was collecting clothes from the balcony. After getting his own, he asked if anyone needed help. Mike's mood brightened instantly. He made a heart shape with his hands toward Caleb. He jokingly offered himself in return. Caleb laughed and said he could not accept. He already had a main partner. He turned back to collect the rest of the clothes. As he reached up, his shirt stretched. It outlined his narrow waist. He looked like a tall, straight bamboo. Watching his back, Liam recalled something from high school. Caleb had told him a few things about his past. He had been curious why a model student like Caleb would fight. Caleb's fighting skills were surprisingly good. They were almost on par with his own. So, after they became close, Liam asked him. Caleb at that time had looked at him. His features still had a youthful softness. Liam finally understood the reason. In elementary and middle school, Caleb looked very much like a girl. Even with very short hair, he was beautiful. Such boys easily attracted unwanted attention. They were also often bullied by other boys. So fighting became a necessary skill for him. Caleb had used his fists to silence those people. But now in college, the malice had resurfaced. It festered in the dark corners of the internet. Mike whispered to Liam. He knew Liam was angry, but he urged him to control his expression for Caleb's sake. He said they could not do anything about the anonymous posts. Letting Caleb know would only make him angry for nothing. Liam put his phone back in his pocket. He looked deeply at Caleb's back. He thought to himself that there was a way. He stood up with a slight smile. He had to have some skills to be the main partner. The night was dark. Even in a bustling metropolis, there are dark places. Two slender young men walked down a dimly lit alley. They were discussing their evening's entertainment. The man with triangular eyes reminisced about his date. He said she was wild and beautiful. He suggested his friend try her next time. The other man with a bulbous nose shook his head. He said that was too expensive. He preferred his usual girl for her value. He praised her innocence. The man with triangular eyes preened. He bragged that the girl called him handsome. He said it was obvious. He claimed to be 100 times more handsome than Caleb. He said the girls at school were blind. The man with the bulbous nose feigned disgust. He told his friend not to compare himself to Caleb. He said Caleb could not match his masculinity. He called Caleb a sissy with fair skin. He said he was not a real man. The two men were enjoying their conversation. Slandering someone absent was exciting. They did not notice the tall figure ahead. When they were kicked to the ground, they were stunned. The man with triangular eyes cursed loudly. He asked who the hell he was. Being attacked for no reason was infuriating. They scrambled up from the ground. They rushed toward the tall figure with their fists raised. 2 against 1. They were going to make him regret it, but their attacks were easily dodged. The light was too dim. They could not see his movements clearly. Pain shot through their bodies. They were knocked to the ground again. A voice asked why they stopped shouting. Liam stepped on the triangular-eyed man's chest. He sneered. The man who was just arrogant was now trembling. Under the overwhelming force, his voice became pleading. He claimed they had no grudge against him. He asked if he had mistaken them for someone else. Liam repeated his words slowly. He increased the pressure with his foot. The man under him cried out in pain. Liam asked if they remembered that when they attacked others online. At these words, the 2 men understood. They realized he was there for Caleb. They asked how he knew it was them. They wondered if he had hacked the forum to find their IP. The man tried to deny it, but his words were cut off by pain. Liam lifted his foot. He sneered that touching them would dirty his hands. He called them pathetic creatures. He asked if they thought they could compare to Caleb. The dark alley was deserted. No one witnessed the one-sided fight. Liam was about to leave after he was done. He heard the 2 men's resentful voices. They muttered about Caleb being a man and acting pure. They made crude suggestions about Caleb's character. They implied Liam was one of many partners. They suggested one person was not enough to satisfy him. Liam stopped. His face darkened as he listened. Caleb could never have such base desires. Just thinking about it was disrespectful to Caleb. He was the pure white he saw amidst mud and chaos. He was not to be tainted. He would never be stained by filth. Liam sneered and turned around. He walked back towards the 2 men on the ground. Caleb had no idea what happened with Liam. He did not know he was seen as an ascetic in Liam's mind. He lay in bed and sent Liam a message. He received a reply that Liam was almost done with homework. He felt relieved. After some hesitation, Caleb opened the anonymous forum. He ignored the posts about himself. He clicked on a thread about Liam. It was full of Liam's photos. Caleb saved them one by one to a private album. He paused at one particular photo. It was a picture of Liam lifting his jersey to wipe sweat. The setting sun cast a warm glow on his abs. The whole picture looked very sensual. Caleb bit his lip. He absent-mindedly poked the photo on his screen. He knew how those muscles felt. He knew the warmth of that skin. Every time they were close, he felt a deep longing. He longed to be even closer. Fortunately, Liam did not know. He would try his best to maintain their friendship. He would bury the secret deep in his heart. He would hide it forever. The next day, after class, Caleb was doing homework. He heard Sam, lying on his bed, slap his thigh. Sam leaned over the edge of his bunk. He excitedly shared the latest gossip. 2 guys from the engineering department were expelled. They were caught soliciting prostitutes. The news was all over the campus group chats. Mike, who was watching videos, perked up. He opened his muted campus chat. He confirmed that the official announcement was out. He clicked his tongue in disapproval. They had brought shame upon their families. Caleb twirled his pen. He did not look at his phone. He continued to focus on his book. Normally, his concentration was unwavering, unless, in his peripheral vision, Caleb saw the bathroom door open. Steam billowed out. Liam's voice followed. He asked for his clothes from inside the bathroom. He said he had forgotten to take them in. Although he did not specify who he was talking to, everyone knew. Caleb put down his pen and stood up. He opened Liam's wardrobe without a change in expression. He took a full set of clothes, including underwear. He walked towards the bathroom. The bathroom door was still slightly ajar. It seemed to have been left open for him. Hot steam continuously escaped. On the other side of the door was Liam. The steam rushed onto Caleb's face. It brought a blush to his cheeks. Caleb turned his head to the side. He made sure he could not see anything inappropriate. He told Liam he had brought the clothes. The clothes in his hand lightened. Just as he was about to pull his hand back, something happened. A wet, hot hand grabbed his. Liam's voice was full of amusement. He asked why Caleb was in such a hurry to leave. He offered to scrub his back as thanks. Caleb refused without hesitation. He said he had his own hands. He tried to pull his hand away, but Liam's grip was stronger than he expected. In the struggle, not only did he fail to get his hand back, the door swung open. Hot steam hit his face, and with it, the sight he had been avoiding. He saw Liam. Caleb did not know what his expression was. He thought he met Liam's gaze, but maybe he did not. Everything felt like a hallucination. In a flash, Caleb pulled his hand back. He slammed the door shut with his other hand. He blocked everything behind the door. His heart pounded like a drum. Caleb maintained a calm expression. He clenched his fists. This was not good. His reaction was too strong. Would Liam notice something? As he was thinking, the door opened again. Liam stuck his head out. The campus idol still looked dazzlingly handsome. Even with his wet, messy hair, he was charming. There was a smile in his dark, deep eyes. He looked at Caleb and spoke. He called Caleb his classmate. He said they had been friends for so many years. He asked why he was still so shy. Good. Liam had not noticed anything. Caleb told him to stop talking nonsense and get dressed. He told him not to be a hooligan in broad daylight. He turned and walked away. Sitting back at his desk, Caleb let out a long breath. He took out a tissue. He wiped away the liquid on his palm. He did not know if it was sweat or water from Liam. His brain replayed the scene against his will. Caleb picked up his pen. He focused his gaze back on his law textbook. He tried to use his professional knowledge to dispel impure thoughts. With a click, the bathroom door opened. Liam walked out. Caleb did not turn around. He tried to focus all his attention on the book. He planned to face Liam after he had calmed down. The footsteps from the bathroom grew closer. They stopped right behind him. A hand grabbed the back of his chair. With a slight push, Caleb and the chair spun 180 degrees. He came face to face with the person behind him. Caleb only had time to see Liam's mischievous smile. Then his face was pressed into Liam's chest. Liam's voice was plaintive. He asked what book could be more interesting than him. He said he was jealous. Caleb could not care less about what Liam was saying. Liam smelled of fresh shower gel. It was his favorite scent. Liam had been using it for a long time. It was obvious that although he had brought him clothes, Liam was not wearing a shirt. Caleb felt a vain throb on his forehead. He asked if he did not bring him a t-shirt. Liam's expression was lazy. He asked if he had to wear it just because he brought it. His arm was around Caleb's shoulder. He smiled and said he could not be a hooligan if he wore it. Caleb felt like he was about to crush the pen in his hand. The temperature of his face against Liam's skin was rising. He told himself to be calm. Liam was a clueless straight guy. This was all normal straight guy behavior. Before his friendship had changed, Liam was like this too. Caleb calmly analyzed the situation. He pushed Liam away with his hands on his abs. He took a few deep breaths of fresh air. He spoke first to gain the upper hand. He accused Liam of trying to suffocate him. He asked if he was trying to murder him. Caleb's expression was normal as he spoke, but his face had changed color. His skin was naturally fair and thin. The slightest blush was very noticeable. Liam grew quiet. He looked at Caleb's flushed face for a moment. A smile that was anything but innocent appeared. Caleb tried to remain calm. He asked what he was smiling about. Had Liam noticed his strange blush? Liam dismissed the suffocation claim. He suggested Caleb was captivated by his body. He said that was why he was blushing. Caleb's heart skipped a beat. Liam continued, saying it was only fair. He said since Caleb saw him, he should see Caleb too. His previous worries had been completely foolish. Liam was a man of action. He was about to act on his words. Caleb quickly stopped him. Liam said it was not fair. He spoke in a serious tone. He complained that Caleb refused his invitations. He asked how they could deepen their bond. Caleb was from the South. He had a natural fear of northern public bathhouses. Since coming to the city for college, he had never been to one. Each dorm had its own bathroom. At first, he could not adapt. He rejected Liam's invitations to go to a bathhouse. Later, after his feelings changed, it became even more impossible. Caleb thought Liam's logic was flawed. He frowned in confusion. He felt their relationship was already quite good. Liam raised an eyebrow. He asked how it was not related. He theatrically asked for others to judge. Sam, who was on his bed, eagerly popped his head out. He goaded Caleb. He could not believe Caleb had never been to a bathhouse. He said it was something all brothers did. He told Caleb not to be shy. Mike also nodded in agreement. He said it was good to be open and honest. Open and honest. He was afraid of revealing his feelings. Their friendship would be destroyed. Liam said he needed a reason if he would not go. Caleb answered cautiously. He said there were too many people. He was not used to it. Liam folded his arms. He asked if Caleb meant he would go if no one else was there. No one else there? Caleb frowned. Based on his limited knowledge, he thought Liam meant a private room. Private room would be fine, as long as he did not have to face Liam directly. Even if Liam came in, he would only see his back. He could face the wall and stay calm. Thinking this, Caleb nodded. Caleb was in shock. Why did no one tell him bathhouses had private rooms for two? Caleb stumbled backward. He bumped into Liam behind him. Liam held his shoulders. His dark, narrow eyes were full of amusement. He asked why Caleb was so excited. He told him to take it slow. Caleb asked about the promise of no one else being there. Liam nodded with a matter-of-fact expression. He said he was not someone else to Caleb. This untimely confidence sometimes made Caleb want to punch him. Liam led a stiff Caleb inside. They stopped in front of a small bath. Caleb stared at the water's surface. Liam finally said something reasonable. He told Caleb not to be nervous. He said he would not laugh at him. He then asked if Caleb was afraid of him. He wondered if Caleb thought he was a pervert. He whispered not to be afraid. He promised he would not do anything. Caleb glanced at Liam. He thought Liam had no idea who the real pervert was. Since it had come to this, delaying would be strange. Caleb looked around the private room. He grabbed his shirt. He decisively pulled it off. Then he lifted his long, thick eyelashes. He looked at Liam, who was staring at him. He asked what he was looking at. He asked why he was not getting in. Liam slowly began to undress after Caleb's reminder. While Liam was busy, Caleb quickly got into the water. He closed his eyes and pretended to rest. Pretending to be asleep was good for their friendship. He would open his eyes after Liam was in the water. That way, he would only see Liam's upper body. He would not lose his composure. Caleb was making plans in his mind. Then his cheeks were pinched by a pair of large hands. The hands kneaded his cheeks in circles. They even tried to press inward. It made his lips pout. He could no longer pretend to be asleep. He opened his eyes, confused. He saw Liam standing by the bath. Liam was leaning over to pinch his face. Caleb felt like a genius actor at that moment. Liam's hands, distorting his face, helped his performance. He frowned and asked what Liam was doing. Liam laughed. The usually cool campus idol winked at Caleb. He looked completely mischievous. He asked if Caleb wanted revenge. He suggested Caleb could be the hooligan this time. Revenge by being a hooligan back? What did that mean? Hugging and kissing Liam? Being able to touch his crush openly. And his crush was even cooperating. What kind of strange movie plot was this? Caleb's gaze flickered for a moment. He met Liam's eyes. He could see indulgence in them. Liam continued to provoke him. He asked if Caleb was going to do it. Water splashed everywhere. A large amount of water was thrown at Liam. Liam was caught off guard. He let go of Caleb's face and staggered back. Caleb managed a sarcastic smile. He simply said, "Heh." Liam exclaimed that Caleb was launching a sneak attack. He stepped into the bath. He wrapped an arm around Caleb's neck. His body leaned in close. He declared a water fight. He challenged Caleb to show him what he had. Caleb pushed Liam away. At the same time, his foot slipped unexpectedly. He fell completely into the water. Before he could react, a large hand pulled him up. Liam, in front of him, frowned and leaned in. He asked if he was okay. He wanted to check on him. Seeing him get too close, Caleb stopped him. He put a hand on his chest. He said he was fine, it was not a pool of acid. He wiped the water from his face. He tried to distract Liam. His eyes quickly found a small wooden bed nearby. He asked Liam about the decor. He wondered why a bathhouse needed a bed. He asked if it was for people who fainted. Liam's gaze shifted as Caleb hoped. He looked at the small bed. A smile played on his lips. He tried to suppress it but failed. He had to turn his head to hide his laughter. That was not a bed for resting. That was a bed for scrubbing. It seemed his dear Caleb was clueless. The cultural differences in this country were a good thing. Caleb asked what he was laughing about. Liam ignored his question. He asked if he could help scrub him later. Caleb remained vigilant. He said just his back would be fine. Liam smiled with friendly affection. He promised to listen to him. He asked if Caleb did not trust him. Once Caleb was on that bed, it would be his decision. Front or back, he would be at his mercy. Liam adjusted his position. He sat next to Caleb against the pool wall. In his peripheral vision, he could easily see Caleb. Even without talking, just being in the same space made him feel content. Liam took Caleb's hand. He held it as he usually did. With his other hand, he idly played with Caleb's fingers. Caleb was glad Liam's attention was on his hands. After a while, he pulled his hand back. He said it was about time. They should scrub each other's backs and go. Liam immediately became energetic. He stepped out of the water. He walked to the small bed. He made a welcoming gesture to Caleb. He announced that his personal technician was at his service. He dramatically asked Caleb to lie down. Liam's series of actions caught Caleb off guard. His hand, reaching for a towel, froze in midair. He could not even process that Liam was standing there naked. His gaze was fixed on the small bed. Something was not as he had imagined. Was this scrubbing each other's backs different here? He thought they would sit on small stools. They would have towels wrapped around their waists. A harmonious and friendly back scrubbing. Why did he have to lie down? Caleb's mind raced. He quickly understood the situation. He knew what a real scrub down was. He announced he had an urgent matter to attend to. He tried to leave the pool. He headed for the place where his clothes were. But he was stopped halfway. Liam had a friendly smile on his face. He reminded Caleb that going back on his word was bad. He said it would make people lose trust. He even quoted Caleb's own words back to him. Caleb apologized profusely. He tried to pry Liam's hands off him. He joked that the Caleb who made the promise was gone. He claimed to be his second personality. He told him to try again tomorrow. Liam could not help but laugh. With a sudden burst of strength, he lifted the tall Caleb into his arms. He placed him on the small bed. Without the water to conceal, everything was clear. Caleb tensed up uncontrollably. He looked past Liam's shoulder. Liam's hands were very warm. They were even warmer after the hot bath. Liam had wanted to start scrubbing right away, but Caleb's tension was obvious. Liam thought for a moment. He sat down next to Caleb. He considerately removed his hands from him. Caleb visibly relaxed. Liam asked softly why he was so uncomfortable with him. Caleb said he was just not used to it. Liam asked if that was the only reason. He turned his head. His dark eyes, which could be intimidating, stared at Caleb, but he quickly smiled, dispelling the pressure. His voice was still low and gentle, but his gaze was somewhat dangerous. He asked if Caleb knew why he wanted to do this. He said Caleb's attitude had been strange lately. He asked if he had made other friends. He wondered if he did not want to be his friend anymore. Caleb's heart skipped a beat. He did not expect the usually carefree Liam to be so perceptive. He had been so careful. He thought he had not shown any signs. But Liam had still noticed something. He denied it, saying that was nonsense. He asked how his attitude was strange. Liam seemed to be waiting for this. He narrowed his eyes. He pointed out Caleb's hesitation over his water. He mentioned Caleb sleeping with his back to him. He said his heart was broken. He asked how Caleb would compensate him. Caleb asked what he wanted. Liam crossed his arms and said, "What do you think?" He said he was here to deepen their bond. Caleb fell silent. Liam did not rush him. He gave him enough time to prepare. Finally, Caleb sighed. He slowly lay down. Liam felt his heart melt. He could not stop smiling. Caleb immediately sensed something was wrong. He asked if Liam had set a trap for him. Liam denied it with a laugh. He playfully pushed Caleb down. His expression was no longer sad. He told him to lie still. He said he was starting. Liam was doing a simple task, but he was content. He loved being with Caleb. As long as he was with Caleb, he enjoyed everything. Even things he used to dislike, like studying. He was willing to do anything for Caleb. In the past, he would never serve anyone. But if it was Caleb, he was willing. A northern scrub down was not easy for a southerner. Caleb encountered a predictable and embarrassing problem. It was something that the homophobic man must not discover. At this point, he could only create a distraction. He asked Liam to get his phone for him. He said he forgot to reply to a message. The phone was on the other side of the room. Once Liam was gone, he could escape. Liam agreed. He covered Caleb from head to toe with a large towel. Liam's footsteps faded into the distance. Caleb immediately got up. He removed the towel blocking his view. And then he saw Liam, who was supposed to be getting his phone, standing there. He was watching him with a teasing smile. Liam's lips curled. He asked if he thought he had not noticed. He asked why he was running. When they returned from the bathhouse, Caleb was in a daze. Liam, on the other hand, was ecstatic. Liam wrapped an arm around Caleb's shoulder. He asked how his first scrub down was. He wondered if he could accept northern bathhouses now. Caleb pursed his lips and did not speak. Liam did not mind his silence. He was content just holding him. He asked when they should go again. Caleb was silent for a moment, then shook his head. He had to ask about what happened today. Otherwise, he would never want to go with Liam again. He asked Liam if he knew what he was doing. Liam looked innocent. He saw Caleb's expression and chuckled. He switched from holding his shoulder to holding his hand. He said it was nothing. They were best friends. Late at night, Caleb lay in bed thinking. He had heard of this straight guy theory before. When he was straight, he had scoffed at it. He did not care what others did. He would never be like that with his friends. Now that he was gay, he had accepted it. But what about Liam? A super homophobic straight guy like Liam. How could he accept two guys doing that? Was it because he was too straight or because he was a closeted homosexual? They had been friends for years, but their ways of thinking were very different. He could not understand all of Liam's actions. Caleb thought about it for a long time. He hid under the covers and searched online. Someone had asked a similar question. A user asked about their homophobic straight friend helping them. They said everyone would understand the euphemism. They were so happy. They wondered if their friend might not be so straight. The replies were varied. One said if he knew they were gay, he was seducing them. If he thought they were straight, it was normal. Another called it a gay man pretending to be straight. Another suggested it could be either a deep closet case or extreme straightness. They advised further testing. For example, inviting him to a gay bar. See how he reacts. Straight? Was he misunderstanding the word? Caleb pondered. Taking Liam to a gay bar was impossible. He did not want to go himself. He did not want to take Liam to such a place. But maybe a gentler test could work. For example, taking Liam to a new movie. The movie had a subtle subplot. It was about two male friends who liked each other, but they never got together in the end. It was a tragic missed connection. He wondered how Liam would react to such a subtle plot. Caleb knew Liam disliked gay men, but in all the years he had known him, he had never seen Liam's reaction to a gay couple. The reason was simple. The gay men Liam had met either liked him or Caleb. None of them had received a good reception from Liam, and other gay couples would not approach Liam. He decided to take Liam to the movies tomorrow. If Liam was in the closet, then maybe he could. Caleb pursed his lips and turned off his phone. He pulled the blanket off his head and saw a face hovering above him in the dark. Caleb did not even flinch. He pushed the face away. He asked if Liam was trying to scare him. Liam held Caleb's hand. He said he was being considerate. Caleb had said he wanted to be alone, so he had been quiet. Indeed, Caleb was supposed to sleep alone tonight. He had told Liam he needed space, but Liam's bunk was right next to his. Their heads were in the same direction, so even alone, they were within arm's reach. The next day was the weekend. Sam and Mike went to a net cafe. They did not have to worry about being quiet. Liam's teasing tone was gone. He told Caleb not to use his phone in the dark. He offered to turn on the light. Caleb's hand felt warm in his grasp. He replied softly that he was done. He had just been looking something up. Liam seemed satisfied. He placed his hands on Caleb's eyelids. He started giving him a gentle eye massage. He then started complaining. He imagined Caleb at 100 years old. His eyesight would be poor. He might mistake another old man for him. He might even bring him home. He would have to fight another old man. At that age, it would be a scandal. Caleb was speechless. He said he would not be senile. He would not mistake faces. At worst, he might mistake his son for him. Liam's hands paused. Then he pinched Caleb's cheeks. His gentle tone became cold. He said Caleb would not have that chance. Liam got up. He said Caleb started talking nonsense when he did not sleep with him. He declared that he would be quiet tonight. They would sleep together. Caleb's objections were futile. He was forced to share a single bed with Liam. He was once again in a familiar embrace. Everything felt normal, as if this bed was always meant for two. The next day, Caleb invited Liam to the movies. Liam readily agreed. They walked out together, planning their day. A movie, then some food. The weather was getting cold. They needed to buy some thicker clothes. Liam said they should get new matching outfits. He told Caleb to pick a style he liked. He would go with his choice. A few girls passed by them. After a few steps, they started talking excitedly. They must have thought they were out of earshot. One girl gushed about Liam's indulgent tone. She said they sounded like an old married couple. She was a huge fan of their ship. She said their matching clothes were proof. She believed they were real. A faint awkwardness hung in the air. Their friendship was being interpreted as romance. He wondered what Liam thought. Caleb was suddenly pulled closer. Liam whispered in his ear. He asked if he heard that. He said they had a lot of fans. The straight Liam said it without a hint of irony. He had a mischievous smile. He said their fans had good taste. He said they were indeed very real. Caleb was stunned. He asked if Liam knew what a CP fan was. Liam said of course he knew. He recalled the forum posts and raised an eyebrow. He teased Caleb for not being online enough. He said their ship was famous. He explained that CP fans were people who thought they were a couple. They enjoyed seeing them together. The girls' voices were gone, but their cheerful energy seemed to linger. Liam said the word couple so naturally. He did not seem to think anything was wrong with it. Caleb looked into Liam's dark eyes. He suddenly said that those posts were not good for him. He pointed out that Liam always said he did not like men. But if people kept shipping them, they might get the wrong idea. They might think he was secretly gay. Then more guys would confess to him. Caleb paused. He saw Liam's handsome brows furrow. His expression seemed displeased. So he continued softly. He said he would find their fan groups. He would ask them to stop posting about them publicly. Caleb looked at Liam's defiant face. Personally, he was happy to see those posts. But in reality, it was not good for the homophobic Liam. Liam did not answer immediately. He kept his arm around Caleb's shoulder. He asked about Caleb's feelings. Caleb was taken aback. He said he did not have any feelings about it. Liam said that settled it then. His tone was light. He ruffled Caleb's hair. He lazily quoted a famous saying. He said if the masses enjoyed it, who were they to disagree? He said they could not discourage the fans. Caleb's lips twitched into a smile. Then he suppressed it. He expressionlessly slapped away Liam's hand. He said that was not how the quote was used. The downtown area was bustling. There were all kinds of entertainment venues, from high-end luxury stores to fast fashion chains. They catered to all consumers. They walked past the window of a famous luxury brand. The store was brightly lit. The logo shone brilliantly. Caleb remembered this brand. In high school, many of Liam's clothes had this logo. Liam must have liked this brand a lot. But later, as their relationship grew closer, Liam's style became more affordable. The luxury brands disappeared. As far as he knew, with Liam's family background, buying 10 pieces at once was nothing. Caleb stopped in front of the window. He looked at Liam. He asked if he wanted to buy anything. He could go in with him. Liam seemed to have an answer ready. He glanced at the store with disgust. He answered without hesitation. He said a handsome guy like him looked good in anything. He did not need famous brands to enhance his looks. Liam looked at his reflection in the window. He fixed his hair. He turned Caleb's face towards him and raised an eyebrow. He asked if he was handsome. He wondered if he had captivated Caleb. Caleb did not give him another chance to be dramatic. He dragged Liam to a normal-priced clothing store. Holding the clothes they had chosen, they went to the fitting room. The fitting room here was large and separated by gender. Inside the men's fitting room, there were many small stalls. The entrances were covered by thin curtains. The soundproofing was not good. They could faintly hear voices from the women's side. A girl called out to her friend. She asked for help with her dress. She said it was hard to put on. Her friend replied that she was coming. She asked which stall she was in. Caleb did not pay much attention. He walked into the men's fitting room. He and Liam each went into a small stall. After Caleb changed, he waited outside for a while. He realized something was wrong. Liam had not come out yet. Did Liam need that long to change clothes? Just as he was wondering, Liam's voice came from the stall. He called out to Caleb. He asked if he was done changing. Caleb sighed. Liam was definitely up to no good again. Before Caleb could speak, Liam spoke again. His voice was filled with suppressed laughter. He asked for help. He said the clothes were hard to put on. He claimed he could not do it alone. Caleb walked to the stall entrance. He said coolly that if he could not wear it, he should not. He said his old clothes were still fine. Liam laughed and stuck his head out. He grabbed Caleb's wrist with one large hand. He pulled him inside. The curtain was closed again. Liam pushed Caleb against the wall. He placed one hand beside his head. He trapped Caleb in front of him. Liam smiled and leaned in. Because it was a public place, he lowered his voice. He said other good friends helped each other. But Caleb wanted him to wear old clothes. He called him heartless. Liam spoke slowly, moving closer. He stopped when their faces were very close. They were so close. If Caleb looked up slightly, he could see Liam's lips. Caleb had seen men pin women against walls in movies, but he never thought it would happen to him. And by his straight crush, Liam's lips were thin and straight. They could easily give off a cold impression. But when he was with him, they were always smiling. The coldness completely disappeared. If this were a movie, the main characters would kiss now. Caleb averted his gaze. He did not want his eyes to reveal his thoughts. Liam smiled. He claimed both his hands were broken. He could not complete the complex action of dressing himself. He asked if Caleb had the heart to let him suffer. Caleb played along. He took out his phone. He said the pain was in his heart. He offered to contact a funeral home. Liam said he still had to help him get dressed first. He started to act shamelessly. He said their relationship was no worse than others. If other friends could do it, so could they. This was too gay. Caleb sighed softly. He tried to push Liam away to reason with him. He said the others were girls. Their clothes were more form-fitting. They might need help with a zipper. He asked what help he needed with a sweatshirt. He pointed out that his clothes did not have zippers. Caleb stopped talking. He suddenly remembered that Liam's outfit did have a zipper. His pants zipper. Liam's thoughts quickly aligned with Caleb's. His gaze moved down from Caleb's face. He asked if Caleb wanted them to help each other with that. He called it a good idea. He said he had never thought of it. Caleb decisively ducked under Liam's arm. He left the stall without looking back. Before he closed the curtain, he heard Liam's triumphant chuckle. This damn straight guy's actions were so gay every day, and he was happy about it. He would do it again. After shopping and eating, it was movie time. Caleb had booked the tickets in advance. He and Liam sat in the best seats. They waited for the movie to start. The lights dimmed. Wearing the 3D glasses, Caleb could secretly observe Liam's expression. The movie's plot was simple. The main story was about a bickering couple. With their friends' help, they went from enemies to lovers. The subtle subplot was about two male friends. They realized their feelings for each other while matchmaking. But due to societal pressure and other reasons, they never got together. Their relationship ended at friendship. In the darkness, whenever the two male supporting characters had a scene, Caleb would glance at Liam. Caleb was a little nervous. If Liam was truly homophobic, he would be disgusted by such scenes. And if he was only homophobic in words but not in his heart, then he would not have much of a reaction. To Caleb's relief, Liam's expression did not change much. As time passed, the movie reached its end. The lights in the theater came on again. Liam took off his 3D glasses. He took a sip of the soda next to him. Caleb pointed out that it was his soda. Liam looked at the cup. Then he took another sip in front of Caleb. Under Caleb's gaze, Liam finished the soda. He then handed Caleb the other cup. He said they did not need to distinguish between theirs. He gave his cup to him. Liam's words and actions were the same as usual. He seemed completely unaffected by the same-sex romance plot. Caleb did not rush to test him. Not until they left the theater and returned to campus. As Liam tried to take his hand, Caleb finally spoke. He asked what he thought of the movie. Liam said it was okay, just a sweet romance movie. He held one shopping bag in Caleb's hand. His expression suddenly sharpened. He asked why he was asking for his opinion. He wondered if Caleb wanted to get a girlfriend. He accused him of using the movie to test his reaction. He was making the wrong connections. He did want a relationship, but not the one Liam was thinking of. Was it possible? Did Liam not even notice the gay subplot in the movie? Liam let go of his hand. He wrapped his arm around Caleb's neck. He pulled him closer, annoyed. He said he did not have such thoughts, so Caleb could not either. He reminded him of their promise. He told him not to choose love over friendship. Caleb said he was not thinking that. He was frustrated. He changed the subject. He took out his phone. He said he thought the male actors were too over the top. He just wanted his opinion. He said he would check the reviews. There were many reviews. Caleb pretended to have just discovered something. He told Liam what he found. Many people felt it was a pity. The two male supporting characters were in love, but they could not be together. They were so sad they did not want to give a good rating. Liam was stunned. His expression became serious. Love? This was related to Liam's trigger. Caleb chose his words carefully. He said maybe people just like to ship them. Liam's expression slowly relaxed. He said girls did not understand male friendship. They mistook it for love. It was normal. Liam really did not see it. He thought they were just friends. Caleb's feelings were complicated. He did not know how to continue his test. He pretended to walk forward casually. But Liam seemed to have become interested in the topic. He excitedly took out his own phone. He scrolled through his phone while talking. He said their ship had a lot of fans. He wished their ship had as many. He noted that some people even wrote fanfiction for them. Caleb was helpless. He asked why he was envious of other ships' fans. He asked if he wanted to read fanfiction about himself. Liam said he would read it if it existed, but it did not. He suddenly stopped walking. His face was grim. Caleb was startled. He looked at Liam. He also saw what was on Liam's phone. Liam had scrolled to an Ed picture. The faces in the picture were the two male supporting characters. They were kissing. One was pinning the other on a bed. The picture was full of sexual tension. It was an Ed bed scene. It depicted a sexual act between two men. Caleb put a hand on Liam's shoulder. He asked nervously what was wrong. Liam said he was fine. He closed his eyes for a moment. He turned off his phone screen. He said seeing that made him feel sick. He needed a moment. Caleb's heart sank. At that moment, he suspected his own expression was not good either. Caleb kept his voice steady. He told Liam to stay there. He said he would go buy him a lemonade. Before Liam could answer, He walked quickly to a nearby drink shop. He hid his own emotions. The night breeze carried a hint of autumn chill. It helped Caleb clear his head. Liam was truly homophobic. Seeing an intimate picture of two men made him physically ill. Caleb gave a self-deprecating smile. All his hopes and small tests vanished. But he also felt a sense of relief. Being friends was fine. After all, what he originally wanted was to be Liam's friend for life. Caleb had walked away. Liam leaned against a tree, waiting. He still felt nauseous. This mental nausea could not be cured by lemonade. He needed to look at something that could please him. Liam took out his phone again. He did not look at pictures of food or scenery. He opened his own photo album. Liam did not have many pictures in his album. Most were photos of him and Caleb. There were also the pictures of Caleb he saved, and the pictures of their ship. Liam randomly clicked on a picture and zoomed in. It was the picture of him with his arm around Caleb. Their heads were close together. It was clear they were talking intimately. They were in their own world. No third person could enter. Liam looked at the picture. It was like drinking a glass of iced watermelon juice in summer. The nausea gradually disappeared. It was replaced by a sweet feeling. Liam gently touched Caleb's face on the screen. He smiled with satisfaction. When Caleb returned with the lemonade, Liam looked normal again. This made him greatly relieved. Caleb wanted to take the shopping bags from Liam, but Liam insisted on carrying them. Liam also had to hold the lemonade and stick close to Caleb. For a moment, he wished he had 3 hands. Finally, Liam carried the bags and lemonade with one hand. He wrapped his other arm around Caleb's shoulder. They walked back contentedly. Liam said he needed some relaxing entertainment tonight. He needed to soothe his wounded soul. Caleb was now able to respond to Liam's homophobia without giving himself away. He asked if he wanted to play games. Liam smiled and said games were boring. They were already very close. Liam suddenly turned his head. He pressed his lips close to Caleb's ear. Warm air tickled his ear. Caleb heard Liam's voice, full of amusement and anticipation. He asked if they should help each other out. The airflow from his words tickled Caleb's ear. The itchiness went straight to his heart. It seemed Liam was still very keen on physical affection. He used to suspect Liam was in the closet. But now he knew Liam was just too straight. He never thought about it that way. Caleb did not intend to indulge his desires. He lowered his eyes. He said he was a bit tired. Liam did not suspect anything. He patted the back of Caleb's neck. He told him to go shower and rest. He said he would find some other quiet entertainment. After Caleb finished his shower, he saw a message from his mother. His mother's gentle voice came through. She asked if the weather was getting colder there. She reminded him to dress warmly and not catch a cold. Caleb's expression softened. He replied that he would. He told her not to worry. He said he was doing well. His mother quickly replied. She asked if he had enough money after buying clothes. She told him to ask if he needed more. She said their family's financial situation had improved. He did not need to be frugal for them. Caleb had scholarship money. He was not short on living expenses. But how did his mother know he went shopping today? Caleb was a little puzzled. He asked her about it. His mother laughed. She said Liam had posted pictures on his social media. She asked if he did not know. What social media? Liam did not post on social media. What had happened while he was showering? After chatting with his mother, Caleb quickly opened his social media. The first post was from Liam. Liam had posted a picture. In it, he and Caleb were wearing new matching clothes. He was standing slightly in front of Liam. He was holding a black sweatshirt up to Liam. Liam's cool guy image was perfectly maintained. The caption had only one word: shopping. Caleb did not know if it was because his orientation had changed, but the picture looked wrong to him. He felt that anyone who did not know them would think they were a couple. Because of Liam's aura and appearance, it even had a strange, domineering CEO shopping with his lover vibe. Calm down, he told himself. What was he thinking? Was it okay to post such a picture and not block the elders? Their relationship was already too close. Now with this picture, would Liam's parents misunderstand? Caleb looked up at Liam on his bed. Liam was happily tapping on his phone. He had a smile on his face. Caleb slowly scrolled down. He prayed in his heart. The post was recent. Liam's parents were busy people. He hoped they had not seen it yet. At the bottom of the picture, he saw a lot of likes. There were high school classmates and their college roommates. Everyone was shocked that Liam had posted, and they were happy with the content. Someone asked if it was an official announcement. Others celebrated their ship. One person envied Liam for showing off his wife. He did not find Liam's parents among the likes. Caleb breathed a sigh of relief. Liam rarely replied to comments. A few close friends only got his cool guy responses. But when he replied to one person, his attitude changed. Caleb's mother had commented. She said Liam was still very handsome. She reminded him to keep warm. She mentioned that Caleb easily got sick in winter. She said she might have to trouble him to take care of Caleb. Liam replied that she could rest assured. He would take good care of Caleb. Caleb's mother replied with a gratified smile. Caleb spoke up, his head aching. He asked Liam about his entertainment for the night. Liam, on his bed, put down his phone. He looked over, puzzled. He asked if posting on social media was not a civilized form of entertainment. Caleb had no comment on that. He just tried to state the facts objectively. He pointed out that his parents could see his reply to Caleb's mother. He suggested deleting it. When Liam, the rebellious teen, started studying hard, his parents were overjoyed. They credited Caleb with the change. They had dinner with his family and added them on social media. Delete it? Why? Liam frowned. He looked at his reply again. He thought it was appropriate. Liam often did not care about others' opinions. Caleb had to explain it to him. He asked if he noticed the wording was a bit strange. He said it would easily make his parents misunderstand. They might think they were secretly dating and just pretending to be friends. Caleb paused. Liam's family was wealthy. According to various dramas, if parents discovered their son was gay, they would try to separate them. They would try to guide him back to the right path. Before he could continue, Liam refreshed his feed. He raised an eyebrow. He said they had already seen it. Caleb's heart stopped for a beat. He stiffly refreshed his own feed. He saw 2 new replies. From Liam's parents. Liam's father wrote that Caleb had better taste. Liam replied that he did not need to be told that. Liam's mother wrote that Caleb had grown more handsome. Liam replied that he thought so too. Liam put down his phone again. He smiled at Caleb reassuringly. He told him not to worry. He said they liked him very much. Caleb's face was numb. He just said, "Oh." Did he not understand the straight world anymore? He had been straight for almost 20 years. Maybe he was being too sensitive. It was not a big deal. In their parents' eyes, this was how good brothers were. Liam sat up. He did not care about most things. But Caleb was an exception. He did not want Caleb to worry. He said he did not want to hide their real relationship from anyone. He looked into Caleb's eyes. He said if they misunderstood or had a problem with him because of it, he would always be on his side. Caleb's feelings were complicated. He looked away. He said softly, "I know." The matter seemed to be over. The autumn chill chased away the summer heat. The green leaves turned yellow in a short time. It was a Sunday. The heating was not on yet, and it was cold. Caleb liked to lie in his warm bed when he had nothing to do. He could sleep soundly even for a nap. Everything was perfect. It would be even better if someone was not squeezing into the single bed with him. His phone vibrated slightly. Someone must have sent him a message. Caleb reached for his phone. His sleepiness vanished when he saw the sender's name. Liam's mother was looking for him. She asked if he was free. She said she had something to talk to him about. Caleb's fingers tightened on his phone. Beside him, Liam opened his eyes. He asked what was wrong. Caleb made an excuse about a classmate asking about homework. He told him to go back to sleep. He got out of bed and went to the empty washroom. He started replying to Liam's mother. He had met her several times. She was beautiful and elegant. She spoke very intelligently. Looking at her, it was hard to imagine she had a rebellious son like Liam. Her reply came quickly. This time it was a voice message. Caleb adjusted the volume and played it. He heard her slightly troubled voice. She mentioned she had a friend. Her friend had a daughter. She was also at their university. A freshman a year younger than them. Caleb was stunned. His mind was already filled with dramatic scenarios. Like Liam's mother giving him a check for $50 million. She would tell him to leave her son. Or that a wealthy family like theirs needed a marriage alliance. They were afraid Liam would not agree. So they wanted him to be the matchmaker. He would help Liam and the girl get closer. In the end, Liam would get married. And he would be the smiling best man at the wedding. As Liam's mother, she could not just watch her son be too close to a male friend. Caleb pursed his lips. He played her next voice message. Her voice sounded even more troubled. She said the girl liked him. She wanted to chat with him. She wanted to add him on social media. She asked if he was willing. She said the girl was lively. She was waiting for him at a campus cafe that afternoon. She wanted to treat him to tea. She said she could help him refuse if he was not interested. Caleb did not plan on getting a girlfriend. But he knew that rejecting her like this could hurt her feelings. He thought about it. He decided to go in person. He would explain things clearly. With some confusion, he asked why she did not tell Liam. And have Liam tell him. Liam's mother sighed. She said if she told him, he would probably never get the message. After all, her son would cut off all of Caleb's potential romances. It was worrying. A normal person could not handle such a possessive friendship. She was afraid that one day, this friendship would be ruined by Liam. Liam's mother put down her phone. She said to her husband beside her that their son was too abnormal. He was so clingy with Caleb. She wondered if Caleb would get annoyed. Liam's father glared at her. He said it was her son too. He huffed. He did not know where he learned his bossy nature. He said if he were Caleb, he would run away. He would beat that little bastard Liam. Liam woke up from his nap in a daze. His phone on the desk below was vibrating wildly. With his long legs, he jumped down from the bed. He picked up his phone from the desk. As soon as he unlocked it, he was flooded with messages. Friends were asking if he was crying in a corner. They offered to take him out for a drink. Or to play games with them. What was going on? Why would he be crying? Liam frowned in confusion. Then he saw a picture. The picture showed Caleb, who was sleeping next to him just a while ago. Caleb was wearing a simple jacket and jeans. He was walking on a campus path. Beside him was a cute girl in a white dress. A crack appeared on Liam's emotionless face. Caleb was meeting a girl alone while he was away. Caleb was on a date with another girl. Caleb was dressed so nicely. He looked so good. No one could reject him. Anyone who rejected Caleb was blind. If anyone dared to reject Caleb and make him sad, he would beat them up. Caleb was about to become someone else's boyfriend. Countless thoughts flooded his mind. Liam felt the world spin. He held onto the desk and wiped his face. He grabbed his matching jacket. He quickly got ready. He slammed the door and rushed out. Caleb did not know that his meeting with a girl had become a huge rumor. There were even rumors that he had a girlfriend, and he was hiding it from Liam. Caleb did not really believe that the girl liked him. They were in different years. They had never met before. It was unlikely she liked him that much. Maybe there was another reason. Maybe she was just interested in him. Or maybe she needed his help. But no matter what, he had to explain things clearly. At a campus crossroads, the girl, Jenna, was waiting. She was wearing a white down jacket and a skirt. She was texting her best friend. She texted that they could not be a couple. She had seen too much. This kind of open affection was 99% straight guys. She swore she would cut her hair and make a wig if she was wrong. Her friend replied that they looked so real. Jenna replied that she had shipped more couples than her friend had crossed bridges. She asked why she did not believe her. She said he was coming. She would test him and report back. Jenna put away her phone. She gave a bright smile to Caleb as he appeared. Her best friend had a crush on Caleb. She had been helped by him once. She finally got the courage to talk to him. Then she saw Caleb and Liam's intimate behavior. She thought they were a couple. Heartbroken, her friend went to the forum. She went to their ship thread. She cried while saying how cute they were. Jenna was extremely frustrated. She had seen the thread. It was obviously not real. How could she believe it? From her years of experience, it was either fake or they were just best friends. So she invited Caleb out. If she confirmed he was straight and not with Liam, she hoped her friend would pursue her happiness. As Caleb got closer, Jenna saw his face clearly. She was stunned. She had never seen him in person before. Now that she saw him, his face was indeed captivating to everyone. Jenna touched her hair. She began her test. Caleb did not know what the girl was thinking. He looked at her outfit, a short down jacket and a short skirt with bare legs. He frowned slightly. He suggested they go to a nearby cafe with heating. The closest cafe had a romantic vibe. It was on the second floor with a spiral staircase. Jenna walked while talking nonstop to Caleb. She was also a bit flustered. She felt she had been too confident. Walking with such a beautiful person made her head spin. She was nervous. She had forgotten all her prepared lines. What was she supposed to say next? Jenna stepped onto the spiral staircase, dazed. Then she was called to a stop. She turned around. She saw Caleb, who was walking behind her, take off his jacket. He handed it to her. He told her to tie it around her waist. He said she could return it when they were inside. Caleb was still frowning slightly. His gaze swept over Jenna's legs. He said the weather was cold. She should wear more. Otherwise, she could get sick. Jenna was stunned. She looked up at Caleb's face. The autumn wind blew through his tall, slender figure. His bangs swayed in the wind. His beautiful eyes were partially hidden. When those eyes looked at someone, it was hard not to fall for them. Jenna did not move. Caleb was a bit puzzled. He offered the jacket again. Jenna snapped back to reality. She realized something. She smiled and waved her hands. She said she did not need it. She asked if he thought she was not wearing pants. She said she was. A very thick pair. Fleece-lined. Jenna bent down and pulled at her leg. She proved she was not a fool wearing bare legs in autumn. Flesh-toned leggings. Were they that convincing? Jenna smiled, feeling she had found some evidence. Not being able to tell if someone was wearing leggings. It was like a guy not being able to tell if a girl was wearing makeup. They relied on lipstick color. A gay guy would definitely know. A straight guy would not. This also meant Caleb was a straight guy. 2 lukewarm milk teas were placed on the table. Jenna realized she could not get any information in her dazed state. She decided to be direct. Were he and Liam a couple? Caleb lowered his eyes. He stirred his milk tea with a straw. He gave a helpless smile. He said no, they were friends. He told her not to misunderstand. Jenna smiled happily. She had guessed they were just friends. But there was one more question. Jenna started to stammer. She asked if he liked girls. Caleb avoided the question. He started to refuse directly. He said he was not planning to. He did not get to finish. A hand suddenly wrapped around his shoulder from behind. Jenna, sitting opposite him, widened her eyes. The hand holding him was strong. It almost pulled him into an embrace. Caleb already had a premonition. He looked up. He met Liam's dark, intense gaze. Liam's thin lips were pressed together. When he smiled, he was fine. When he did not, his handsome face looked cold and ruthless. Combined with his fierce eyes, he could easily scare someone. Caleb could see that Liam was in a terrible mood. But the fierce-looking Liam did not curse or fight. His chest heaved a few times. He forced a smile at Caleb. He said it was such a coincidence. He was just about to buy a milk tea. He wanted to bring it back for him. It was very coincidental. Half an hour ago, they were in the same bed. Now they were in the same cafe, and wearing the exact same jacket. Caleb did not expose Liam's lie. He moved over in his seat. Liam shamelessly sat down next to him. He pretended to have just noticed the person opposite them. He asked who she was. Caleb said she was a junior who needed his help. A junior? Liam's dark eyes stared at the person opposite him. He smiled and said, "Hello." Jenna felt goosebumps. The man was speaking politely, but she felt scared, as if he was about to attack her. Jenna's survival instinct made her quickly smile back. She said hello. She asked Liam what he wanted to drink. She offered to treat him. Liam refused. Jenna did not expect to succeed on the first try. She was about to say more. Then she saw Liam take Caleb's milk tea, and he took a sip. And Caleb, who looked so aloof, did not move. He did not show any surprise. He just calmly let Liam drink his milk tea. After Liam finished his sip, he looked at Jenna. He said clearly, word by word, that they could share. They did not need 2 cups. Jenna was stunned. She looked at her own milk tea, then at Caleb's. The meaning of his words was clear. They were a team. She was an outsider. The 2 people opposite her sat side by side. They drank from the same cup. They wore matching jackets. They looked like a couple in every way. Jenna had been around the block. She had shipped countless couples. She was very sensitive in some aspects. Like now, she felt that Liam's behavior was marking his territory. This possessiveness and jealousy. It was all directed at her in that short sentence. Liam's hand holding the milk tea moved. He placed the back of his hand on Caleb's hand on the table. He asked again why his hand was so cold. Caleb said it was fine. He said Liam's hand was just too warm. Liam said he would warm it up for him. Jenna watched in disbelief as Liam held Caleb's hand. Caleb probably felt it was inappropriate. He tried to refuse, but could not overcome Liam. So he moved his hand under the table, so others would not see them. Jenna was now very suspicious that Liam was showing off for her. She swallowed hard. She had a bold idea. Caleb was straight. What about Liam? Jenna thought for a moment. She risked it and continued to ask. She asked Caleb if he liked girls. As soon as the question was asked, Liam's expression darkened. He looked like a volcano about to erupt. Caleb's expression was calm. He said he was focused on his studies and career. He did not plan to date in college. In an instant, the angry tyrant was pacified. His expression cleared up. Liam coldly interjected. He said a freshman should not be thinking about dating. He said she was there to study, not get married. Jenna clenched her fists to hide her thoughts. She said she understood, for the good of the country. Oh no. She seemed to have discovered a huge secret. Caleb was straight. Liam was a gay man pretending to be straight. Or maybe he was in the closet, and he was trying to turn Caleb gay. Did Liam's mother know about this? No, she had to subtly hint at it, in case Liam's family thought Caleb was the one who turned him, and then blamed Caleb. Liam, with his handsome face, was clearly not straight. Jenna quickly made her excuses and left. Halfway, she looked back. Liam was talking to Caleb. He was probably still angry about Caleb's unexpected outing. But when he looked at Caleb, he suppressed his negative emotions. That gaze was very strange, like a dragon looking at its treasure. It was something he valued more than life, could not be taken by others. With the irrelevant person gone, Liam turned to face Caleb. And Caleb, under Liam's gaze, remained calm. He took a sip of his milk tea. Liam looked like he had a lot to say. The former school bully looked at Caleb silently and angrily. Finally, he managed to say one thing. He asked why he did not wear more when he went out. He asked what if he caught a cold. Caleb said he was dressed warmly enough. He said the girl was wearing even less than him. Liam snorted. He held Caleb's hand and did not let go. He said sarcastically that he did not care about others. He only cared about him. Caleb's hand was already warm. He smiled. He asked if Liam was angry. Liam would never admit it. After all, Caleb was there to reject the girl. If he got angry, he would seem unreasonable. But he was really angry that Caleb met a girl who liked him alone. Why could Caleb not be like him? He threw away all his love letters. He never added any strangers on any messaging apps. He shut down anyone who was interested in him. The cool campus idol never looked back at his admirers. Liam said through gritted teeth that he was not angry. Caleb nodded. He said that was good. Was that it? Where was his comfort package? Liam was fuming. He could not be fierce with Caleb. So he snatched his milk tea and took a big gulp. He vented his anger on the innocent drink. He complained that the taro paste in this shop was not good. Caleb said he thought it was fine. Liam glared at him. He accused him of always disagreeing with him. He saw a stray hair on Caleb's head. His anger softened. He said it was okay. The texture was quite smooth. The tea was about half finished. Caleb did not plan to leave yet. He stared at the empty seat opposite him. Then he asked what kind of person Liam liked. The question was sudden. Liam was taken aback. Caleb turned to look at him. He looked at Liam's sharp profile. He asked again what kind of girl he liked. They had never talked about this before. In high school, everyone was focused on studying. Although many had already started to have crushes, Liam was clearly not one of them. At that time, the evil school bully did not even think about dating. He was more likely to anger his admirers. Liam ran a hand through his stiff hair, annoyed. He asked why he was suddenly asking this.